a vodka-infused Dole Whip. Well, it's not infused, a vodka-accompanied Dole Whip. And it's delicious, isn't it? It's the best thing you've ever had?
So we again decided to meet up at breakfast, and the good thing was we weren't as pressured for time this day as we were the first day, since we'd already rented strollers and stuff for the week. And then from breakfast we went out to the bus, and we ended up getting lucky with the charter bus again, and before we knew it we were pulling into Animal Kingdom, and yeah.
Good morning, friends. So we're here at Animal Kingdom today, hanging out. Carlos is with me.
A giraffe. Hi.
But yeah, we just got here. We're moving a little slower today as expected, but it's going to be a good day. Ian's here. Yes, he is. Anyway, we'll talk soon. So we bought this bubble blower. Isn't it cute? What issue are we having, Heather?
There's no bubbles. I can't get it to work.
Let me know in the comments how to make this blow bubbles. Right? All right, well, we're going to try to figure this out. Ian's turn. Hold on, there's a glare. Let me go this way.
Here, hold these for me.
There's a connection piece that I have to remove. I thought she did it inside.
So tell the camera what you did. Or didn't do.
I didn't release or take off the connection.
There is no connection piece.
See, she did it already then. Okay.
All right.
Holding the wand and
So
the
we
bubble
didn't mess up
container
yet.
upright, secure the bubble container to the bottom of the wand by twisting it to the right. The tube must go into the container. Move the power switch from the low off position to up position to activate lights, music, and bubbles. Move it to the down position to activate lights and music only. Okay. So up is
Bubbles.
and music. When the power switch is in the up position, wait approximately 20 seconds to allow the bubbles to bubbles. The best use is to keep it upright at all times.
Remember when you had it upside down? JK. Well, it's been longer than 20 seconds. But we'll let you all know how it goes. So we got it to work, y'all. Guess what? I had to suck on it. So. Isn't it fun? So fun.
Ooh, it's a bubble party.
Weren't you saying something about your shirt being annoying?
It is.
All right, well, we're going to have to fix that, huh? Oh, look. Dang. I don't want to get demonetized for nudity. All right. We'll talk soon. Shane got one, too, and he figured out how to make a super bubble out of it.
Super bubbly.
Daddy's buying it, baby. Daddy's buying it.
This is not yours. You want to go sit in your cart? Best part so far is the beer. I'm not gonna lie.
Beer. Ice cold beer. Animal Kingdom.
With our little animals. Hey, we're good to go. Let's do this.
Cheers. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
From there, we just kind of like decided to take it easy for a little bit and did some shopping and looking around in the stores and stuff at the front of the park. And then we decided to try out Rafiki's Planet Watch and, because we figured that would be fun for the kids to do. And as we got there, a train was leaving the station, but they run every 5 minutes. So by the time we actually got all in there and ready to board, the next train was pulling in. And then after a 5-minute train ride or so, the train drops you off at like a clearing. And then there's a little bit of a walking trail that brings you to like where the actual main building, petting zoo, and exhibits are. And like the rest of Animal Kingdom, this area is very lush and scenic and full of trees and all that stuff.
Hey, Carlos, what do you think of the petting zoo? Is it fun? Is it fine? Are the animals cute? Have you made any friends or no?
No, it's for the kids.
Hi, friends. So we are currently up at Rafiki's Planet Watch. Is that what it's called? Anyway, the petting zoo and exhibits up here. We've never actually done this before, so it's different. The kids seem to be enjoying it, although I think they're like at the point where they're like, where are the rides? We want rides. And of course there are rides in Animal Kingdom, but that's not, the sole focus here at this park. And I'm also getting hungry. I want some food. No. But yeah, they're all inside, going through the exhibit part of what they have up here. And they also have the animation class going on right now, which is super cool. Maybe I'll do that one of these times. And yeah, so I'm just waiting, hanging out. Figured I'd update you all on what's going on with us today. But yeah, we'll talk soon.
From there, we all put in mobile orders at Flame Tree Barbecue, and then we sat and ate in the little seating area by the lake. While we were there, we caught a portion of the Kite Tail show, and that's always been a sort of favorite of mine. And then we made our way over into Dinoland USA, since we hadn't been in that section of the park yet, which is obviously an important part of the park because that area was a big deal on opening day. And we wanted to ride Dinosaur and obviously Triceratops Spin and all that stuff, which is the ride we went to first, and only half of us wanted to ride, so the other half of us just kind of waited and just kind of hung out in the area, got some Dole Whip, things like that.
All right, so we're at Dinoland USA. Carlos is here. And Mag is here.
Hi.
It's my sister Maggie. You haven't actually met her yet. You guys remember Heather. Yeah, so we're just hanging out at Dinoland USA. They're about to ride that dinosaur ride. We're sitting in the sun for some reason. And Heather's eating/drinking something. What you got there?
Dole Whip with vodka.
A vodka-infused Dole Whip. Well, it's not infused. A vodka-accompanied Dole Whip. And it's delicious, isn't it? It's the best thing you've ever had. So I just finished mine, and it was actually kind of awful. So, do not recommend. The Dole Whip part of it was very good. The vodka part of it was probably fine.
Dole Whip was very
But together, not so much. Heather and I were talking about it. We think like a coconut rum would have probably fit better. Or even just rum in general would have been better. But, whatever. You don't know until you try. So, we tried, and now we know. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk soon.
From there, we all went to ride Dinosaur, and we again took advantage of the rider swap option since obviously the baby couldn't ride. And it worked out well because my nephew Shane got to go on this twice, which was awesome because I think he said this was his favorite ride of the whole week. And then from there, it was time for Tusker House. We decided to do a character meal for each of the family groups in our larger group. It's really hard to get reservations for some of these character meals, and so it was basically impossible for us all to go together. So we booked 3 separate reservations, but 2 of them were right in conjunction with each other. My brother Dustin and sister-in-law Jackie and their kids got to go to Tusker House, and then my sister Maggie, her husband, and their 2 kids also got to go to Tusker House within 25 minutes of each other. My sister Heather and her daughter Brooklyn weren't feeling well, so they decided to go back to the hotel, and that allowed me and Carlos to get on the walk-up list for Nomad Lounge. That one is my favorite at Animal Kingdom and definitely ranks high at the resort overall. And while we were sitting there, a cavalcade came, and I loved the cavalcades at Animal Kingdom because they all come around on boats in the different rivers around the park, and we ordered bread service and had a couple drinks, and yeah, so much fun. And then from there, it was time to go over to the safari because obviously you can't come to Animal Kingdom without riding the safari. We didn't meet back up with the group because they were still eating, and so they rode the safari separate from us, and we did it on our own. I think we were in line at the same time, but maybe 30 minutes apart. But yeah, they told us they had a really good time on that one, and of course we did because we love seeing all the animals out there and stuff like that. And then after that, we hung out for a little bit and waited for them to be done, and we met up with them when they were in the shops because the rest of us had a dining reservation at Garden Grill for dinner. That was our character meal, but unfortunately my sister Heather and Brooklyn were still not feeling up to it, so we decided to take my nephew Shane with us instead. By the time we were able to get Shane and everything, we were actually running kind of late to our dining reservation, which if you didn't know, they will cancel you and you'll be charged a fee once it reaches 15 minutes past your dining reservation time, which I definitely understand, but it's not a lot of wiggle room when you're, riding rides and stuff, so just keep that in mind that you want to make sure you plan around reservations like that. But luckily we made it with about 5 minutes to spare, and then and my nephew got to meet Pluto and had a really great time with the characters. One thing I do wish is that I had brought my niece Cece with us as well. Sierra actually, for some reason, always ends up missing Pluto. And while Pluto's for sure not her first choice character, it's just kind of become a meme that anytime Pluto comes into the situation, Sierra's going to be somewhere else. But yeah, so Carlos and I really like Garden Grow because the food there is really good. They use like a lot of the stuff that they grow in the agricultural section of Epcot right there in the Land Pavilion as ingredients at Garden Grow. And you can really taste the freshness. And it's also kind of like comfort food like steak and turkey and mashed potatoes and mac and cheese and that kind of stuff, which is always really good. Shane, of course, wasn't really that hungry because he had eaten at Tusker House, but he had a couple of like pieces of bread and I think a little bit of mac and cheese and one of the dessert cookies. So yeah, only the healthiest of options for him. And we also met Chip and Dale and obviously the boss Mickey. And it's just a really good, somewhat underrated character experience. And then from there, we decided to stay and watch the Harmonious Fireworks, which was kind of like the whole point of bringing Shane along with us. Outside of the characters, of course, he wanted to see the fireworks. And we had a pretty good vantage point off to the side this time, and I was surprised that we were actually able to see as much as we were, because you typically want to be dead center, but then when Renee and I were dead center back in December, we actually couldn't see that much. So, you know, we were actually over by the UK pavilion this time, so the sides over there are an option as well if you're looking for a good spot to watch the show. And I imagine the same goes for the backside as well, but I've never actually seen it from that angle, but I will in the future, and I'll let you know. But anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and you all have a good night.